Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tennyson E Stead, writer and director of founder of 8-Sided Films, here with another 8-Sided blog. Today, I'd like to talk with a very simple concept that I think people put a lot more attention into and a lot more stress into than it really requires, which is sort of the act of coming up with ideas in the first place. We live in a culture that celebrates ideas over craftspersonship and ideas over execution, and there's this sort of mythos around the idea that someone who can pull concepts together, out of thin air is somehow a genius. And honestly, it's just a skill that you practice. I, on my Twitter account, have a daily free movie idea that I publish, and depending on who's reading my Twitter, they're going to pick different ones that they think might make good feature films. And at the end of the day, what makes a good feature film is structure and good writing and great performances and good cinematography and all the things that go into turning this idea into a movie. You can take any idea at all and find a way to create a line of action around it and create characters around it and put a movie out there that's going to entertain people, delight people, and challenge people and inspire people. So I'm not a big believer in the idea that, a concept drives a film. And at the end of the day, I've backed that up by publishing a free movie idea on my Twitter once a day for longer than the last 365 days. I started it just frankly spitefully to put my money where my mouth is and kind of start decreasing the market value of ideas in general. I actually did it to subvert the idea that, ideas are something people should be paid for. And if you think that, movie ideas are the core of good movies, then just follow me on Twitter and eventually you'll find one that is genius and will turn you into a Hollywood movie mogul. And you got it for free. You didn't even have to pay for it. But, the reason why I am able to come up with these ideas is because I came up with 7 of them last week. And I'm just in the habit of generating new concepts. And, when it comes to the more specific ideas that populate a screenplay, whether it's character impulses or whatever, it all comes from practice. I am constantly doing scene work with my actors and just horsing around and playing and creating little conflicts, and also I'm writing all the time, so getting into a character and generating impulses from that place of character isn't necessarily the most complicated thing for me, not because I'm some kind of genius, not because I understand things that other people don't understand, but just because I'm in practice and I do it every day. And it's like riding a bicycle. You get better at it and it becomes more thoughtless and more impulsive, and eventually you forget that the bike's even there and you just do it. And that's how anything is. So if you're someone who places a lot of value on ideas, if you're someone who thinks that, a concept is something that is going to drive a business or drive an industry or whatever the case may be, then just come up with 10 concepts a day. They don't have to be good, but they'll get better as time goes on. And if you come up with 10 concepts a day and you do it for 365 days, that's 3,650 concepts. And eventually you get disciplined enough where it'll just flow and come very easily and very quickly. That's how ideas come, just by having done it enough times. So don't spend your time marveling at other people's ability to generate movie concepts. Don't spend your time marveling at other people's idea to generate story sparks. Just get disciplined, sit down in front of the page, and write 10 log lines a day. And eventually, it'll get really easy for you to write those 10 log lines. And eventually, at least 3 of the 10 will be extremely useful to you every day. And then you'll have a whole binder full of ideas that you can draw on at any time. Just keep in practice. That's where ideas come from. Hope this has been helpful. If you like these 8-Sided blogs, be sure to give us a thumbs up. There's a subscribe button down below. Click the bell if you want alerts from 8-Sided Films. We're going to have a lot of content as things heat up over the course of the next few months regarding the development of quantum theory. So stay tuned, because we're going to start seeing pre-production artwork and other things related to the film. Our community is coming together, and we're starting to rally the troops, and it looks like we're going to be in production before year's end. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.